Um, I'm in a city with Joe Floyd, Scott Jones, and somebody else. I forget. There's three of us, and there's this grate that has wood sticking up through it and noises coming from down in there, and so we go into the underground thing, and for some reason I have to go to another part of the city, and so I go through this underground, it's not a tunnel, it's just a whole big open space, and eventually it comes to this restaurant where everybody has their face, I think they're wearing what are the bowler hats, and but everybody has their face painted, a primary color, like a mime, but like red, yellow, or blue, and it's some sort of restaurant or bar. I think it might be a gay bar, but and then there was another restaurant after that, and then you come up onto the surface, onto the street. So anyway, I had to go to this other part of the city to do some task or something. But so I'm done with that, and then I tried to call one of my friends, and it says, like, this guy picks up and says, this is what he said. The name of the company was Nexus One. This is Nexus One, and the party you're trying to call got their phone cut off, and if you pay the bill, we'll turn it back on, and you can make your call. And I say, well, how much is the bill? $150. And I say no. And then I can't find anybody else's number. So anyway, there's this other, I think it's like an amusement park, and you enter it through this like water slide like chute. And so I think about taking that way back. But then my friends show up there, and we get in a cab, and then when we get in a cab, it suddenly, my parents and brother are in the cab with me, and there's another party in the two guys. It's kind of like two guys and one guy at once. They're sitting in the back on the other side, and one of them keeps on jiggling his seatbelt, and which is making my seatbelt jiggle too for some reason. And I say, hey, stop that! It's making my seatbelt jiggle. And anyway, then one of them, he starts trying to pick a fight with me. He light punches on my chest, trying to start something. And I laugh at him, and I think if you think you're gonna, you're not gonna try to. You're not going to be able to provoke me. I'm not that stupid. And the other guy, or the other part of him, stopped jiggling, and I say thank you. And so then it's Saturday night, and in this city, and it's it's like by the university. It's confusing. It's kind of like the same University of Wilmington and where my brother went to college, Oxford in Ohio, or is that right? Miami in Ohio. At the same time, and I haven't eaten all day, and so I have something to eat. And then we we have tickets for this show called Scenes from, and then well, scenes from something, and it's like in a rodeo thing. And I say, is this going to be a gladiator thing, or I don't know, what do you call it, with the bull? Is this a bullfight? Because I don't want to watch a bullfight. And I'd actually rather go see the thing I want to do is go see a band. So I go out and I try to find a paper that has the listing what bands are playing, and I don't see any that are interesting. So I go to the show, and it's like really weird. The scenes from, and then everybody that was, it's like a musical and The Simpsons at the same time, and all the actors for the musical are there in the room, in theater seating, and also by each person, including the audience members and me, there's this computer thing, and that will show us, each one of them will show one part of the scene from this movie, and sometimes the characters are explaining what's happening, and sometimes they play a saxophone or something, in the audience, and it's about the Pakistani or Indian character. I'm not paying attention to the movie, and then somebody explains, oh, it's about that guy from The Simpsons. And the Pakistani one, yeah, or Pakistani or Indian one, yeah. Yeah, and then the show is over, and my dad compliments how I'm dressed, and I have like tattoos all over my body, and on my right leg on the back there's just like I've gotten tattoos of like the stupidest phrases that I could think of, stupid sentences, and I don't remember what they are, but like it's like I'm showing everybody, ha ha ha, isn't that funny that I would get that tattooed on me. And so at the top of these, there's a kind of I'm hungry, and like I say, I want to get something to eat, and then there's these two babies that are kicking each other, and their legs are just black and blue all over, like they do it all the time. And my dad says, is one of them a better kicker than the other? And then oh yeah, and the projectors, you had to put like some grains of sand or something in them for it to work. But then my mom and dad have these guns that look fake to me, and they're like pointing them at people, and they're trying to make some sort of point or something. And I don't think they're real guns. I'm pretty sure they're not really guns. I think they're like pellet guns or something. And so I grabbed it out of my mom's hand and pointed at my dad, and tell him to drop it, and I don't know, the situation resolves itself. But so anyway, oh no, before I did get back with my friends, and we walked and we went to that restaurant, and that was the only thing I had to eat. But the restaurant, it was like it was a very unusual serving style. It ended up being an ice cream parlor, and you also got beer, and you got, like, when your party sat down, you got all this like smorgasbord of different ice creams and cinnamon crisps. And I also ordered this a special cone, and there's a girl that I was attracted to that was sitting next to me, and she seemed to like me too. But yeah, it was just it was weird. It was the way the service happened was very weird. Sitting, and everybody sitting at these large tables with strangers. So anyway, yeah. Then so I just my family has plans on eating at this one place, and we're sitting there and not getting served and not getting served and not getting served. And I say, well, let's just go to the Leaning Tower. Like I think you'd like to see where I used to hang out a lot. And somehow my brother also knows about it and says, oh, is Mary still there? And she says, and I say, yeah, and then it ends up that he's talking about a different Mary that was like very young and had a really nice figure, and I'm saying like, no, the Mary that is there now is like she's like near retirement age. Um, so I think we go there and order, and I think that's where the dream ends.